If you look at George Foreman now, you would never tell that this good-natured face of a 67-year-old man looked somewhat different 30 to 40 years ago. Inspiring terror to those who dared to fight him in the ring. However, these were not facial expressions that brought Big George all these trophies, but his powerful and accurate punches, with which he used to knock out his rivals. In this episode, we'll show you the 10 powerful knockouts of young George Foreman. George Foreman versus Gary Goonie.
During the referee's instructions, he almost looked George Foreman in the eye.
And an odd crowd in attendance here tonight.
Oh,
and look at the left, come up and slice the left. And Jerry Goonie's in big trouble. He's ready to go. And there he goes.
Spinks, a clubbing right hand by Foreman. And how to survive, because he's got a minute and 8 seconds left. Oh, and that's it.
And I don't think this fight's over. This fight's over. George Foreman blows away Jerry Goonie in the second round.
And he came over here to ringside and winked.
George Foreman versus Ken Norton.
What do you think about Muhammad Ali when you're in there like this? Scheduled for 15, the heavyweight championship of the world. Oh, good right hand on the left-hand side of the face of Norton. Norton is a bit stunned as Foreman is teeing off, and it looks like Norton has really been staggered. No, he doesn't. His legs are rubbery as the left hand goes to the side of his head. A right uppercut, a left jab, and a vicious left sends Norton crumbling to the canvas for the second time. If Norton can make it, it might be all over right here. It's up to 9, 10, and are they going to continue?
George Foreman versus Ron Lyle.
Just look at this. On to Lyle. Now it's Lyle. Now it's Lyle. What an incredible fight. Utterly without boxing skills. Just punching away. Each fighter in turn leaving himself open.
Both men are really working here. Foreman's using his power and Lyle's waiting just a little too long. They're both fighting. Foreman. Lyle's got to come back with one down.
Lyle down to the canvas. Man of this ever-changing bout. The ebb and flow of the action almost unbelievable. First one.
George Foreman versus Pierre Kowitsa.
The same for all of us. I'll buy that. His popularity certainly remains intact. Best business interests of either guy. Either one is potentially a championship contender without making that fight. Down goes Kutzer, second time in the bout.
Beautiful 1-2 by George Foreman. Through two combinations.
The referee said, do you want to stop it? Kutzer shook his head, no. And now Joe Cortez disagrees. So Foreman gets the stoppage, just as Morrison did in round.
George Foreman versus Joe Fraser.
George Foreman. He's grown enormous. I think Joe is hurt. Angie Dundee, Ali's trainer, right next to me is saying it. You may hear him. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes and is taking the mandatory 8 count, and Foreman is as poised as today. You see the countdown for the first round. Foreman has not panicked. Foreman is going about his job. Foreman is all over Joe Frazier. Frazier doesn't know where he is. Now the round is about to end. 2 knockdowns in the first round of Joe Frazier. Down again. No saving by the bell. Oh, he is all over Frazier again. He has Frazier in the corner. Frazier's knees buckled. He is down. He is down for the 4th. A fellow named Ionis Shapulis in October of 1968 in the Mexico City Arena. A quick left from George. Another. Frazier is down for the 5th time in this fight. The first round, twice in the second. McCartney checks his senses. Checks Frazier's senses. It's target practice for George Foreman. It is target practice. Frazier is ready to go again. Joe is standing. There he goes. 3 times. 3 times. The fight is stopped. No, it is not. It is not stopped. Angie Dundee is screaming, stop it. Bertie Pacheco, Ali's doctor next to me. It is over. It is over. It is over.
Now Foreman coming out this round with a little bit more intent on his face. Oh, and he's putting those combinations together. Look at the rotation of Foreman.
Oh, Hernandez staggered, just trying to get away from Foreman, and Foreman let him collect him.
All that weight comes from clinching of that fist, knocking him down.
Oh, Hernandez cannot stand in there with Foreman. Foreman just walking away into the round. George Foreman telling the referee, you better stop it now. What more do you want me to do to him?
Foreman's telling the referee to pick up his mouthpiece. The mouthpiece of Carlos Hernandez came flying out with those combination Foreman is throwing. Hernandez, on the other hand, trying to press Foreman, takes a big uppercut.
And that is it. Hernandez once more. Hernandez has been knocked into the twilight zone. The moment of his life, he does not want it stopped here. Halfway through round number 4, it ends.
George Foreman versus Ladislao Mijangos.
2-inch difference in height.
And look at Foreman towering.
Over and thinking in terms of Tyson, of the other fighter just getting in those shots against Foreman. There's Mijangos is down.
What Mijangos is complaining about, a kidney punch. That's the second time he's been hit there in that first round. Referee Brian Gary visiting the corner of George Foreman, telling him to watch those kidney punches. Archie Moore in that corner.
George Foreman versus Joe Fraser, the rematch.
Keeping right hands are missing, but eventually they'll land. Oh, and Frazier is hurt there. He nearly loses his mouthpiece. Foreman's really ploughing him with the hooks, and that left hook on Frazier's down. He's down. He's up quickly on his feet. The ropes. Phelan waves George Foreman in here. Frazier manages to get his gloves up, but the left hooks come in and the right hand. And Foreman's really going for it now. Oh, Joe Frazier collapses in the corner. Down for the second time in the 5th round. One more. Frazier's manager, Eddie Fudgy, stopped the fight. He doesn't want to see his man beaten anymore. Joe Frazier has lost in a dramatic 5th round stoppage to George Foreman. Let's see the finish here. That left hook staggered Frazier. Another one pulled in, and the right hand clips him. Another left hook. These punches are raining in. The left hook and a right hand.
George Foreman versus Mike Jameson.
If you go right here, not going to call it low, huh?
Now Jameson from the ropes. And every time Jameson gets in trouble, he starts throwing punches.
And it's the jab of Foreman that is picking Jameson apart.
That is what keeps Mills Lane from stopping this fight. There he is. There it is for Mills Lane. That's all. That's enough.
Foreman wound up for that final ride and stops it here in the 4th. And George Foreman makes it 21-0 on the comeback trail, and it's knockout number 20.
George Foreman versus Terry Anderson.
And Holyfield, you must include the name of George Foreman. His 71st professional fight by George Foreman against Ken Lakusta. Foreman was nailed in that one. If he gets hit that way by Anderson, things could shake here in the ring. And right now, things shake in the ring. It is Foreman who hits Anderson, who goes down, does not look like he will get up. Terry Anderson goes out in the 1st.
And here goes another man in the 1st who decided to try to move and try to stay away from the power and away from that 90%.
Thanks for watching this video until the end. If you enjoyed it, give it a like. Until next time.